Senator Kaine, number 10.
Kaine 10 goes right at the advertised purpose of this bill, the $150 billion to the Defense Department to make the country safer. And Kaine 10 is a point of order, and it's really simple. I'm just going to read it to you. It shall not be an order in the Senate to consider any bill, joint resolution, motion, amendment between the Houses or conference report that would provide funding for United States armed forces to be deployed to Gaza for the purposes of the United States asserting control over Gaza. There is no circumstance under which U.S. taxpayer dollars should be used to relocate Gazans from their homes. No U.S. taxpayer fund should be used or U.S. service members' lives put at risk for a U.S. military incursion into Gaza. It would be a huge mistake for the United States to suddenly take this challenge upon its own shoulders, to mount a horrendous effort to forcibly displace 2 million people. The idea has been roundly rejected by our partners in the region. Our great partners, Egypt and Lebanon and Jordan in the region, have rejected this, and it would likely bar efforts or hopes of Saudi Arabia or other Arab countries normalizing their relations with Israel.
Get him an ice cream.
Our troops would be sitting ducks in Gaza for attacks from Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, or any number of other radical terrorist organizations. So if we're giving money to the defense to the tune of $150 billion, let's not use it for this purpose, which has been discussed so frequently by the president recently. The last thing I'll say on this one is, when I heard the president raise the idea of the U.S. taking control of Gaza, and even including the option of U.S. military involvement, I was reminded of the U.S. decision that was a catastrophic one in 1954. The French colonial project in Indochina didn't have anything to do with it. They lost a battle at Dien Bien Phu in 1954. And then for some reason, the United States decided, we'll take the problem off your hands. Gaza is a problem. It's a global problem. The U.S. has a role in solving that global problem. But for the U.S. to say, we are now going to take over that problem and put U.S. troops at risk in Gaza would be the height of foolishness. We should have learned the lesson, and so I would ask for my colleagues to support this point of order against using funds in such a dangerous way.
Senator Moreno.
I think that we don't need to debate this issue here. That will be debated in the Committee of Jurisdiction. If you feel that way, the debate to happen is there. I will point out that it's ironic because the only president of my lifetime who's not put this country into a new conflict is Donald J. Trump.
You'll be in bed.
Mr. Chairman.
Sorry. All debate has expired.
Mr. Chairman, if I do a deal with you, I will withdraw my amendment on a similar issue if I can just say a word about support of Senator Kaine's amendment.
You certainly can.
Thank you. So I have a very similar amendment, and as Senator Kaine said, it's pretty straightforward. Look, when the president made those statements on national TV, he essentially put gasoline on an already raging fire in Gaza and throughout the Middle East. It was grossly reckless and irresponsible. It's immoral to suggest the United States is going to participate in forcibly transferring 2 million Palestinians out of Gaza. It's an obvious gross violation of international humanitarian law. And as Senator Kaine said, it will destabilize the region, which is why the King of Jordan was here yesterday saying, don't do this. I'm not going to take any Palestinians. I will take some children who need health care. It's why the Egyptians said, no way. And it's why the Saudis immediately rejected the idea. So this is an opportunity for this committee to make a statement saying we don't want any funds being used to support U.S. military action in pursuit of this really reckless, dangerous, and immoral idea. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.